and welcome to Beyond the Bio. Today's guest is Arin Darcan, founder of Team Follow Up AI, creator of Call Center Mastery, and co-organiser of AI Business Live. Arin's career has taken him from building call centers and lead generation businesses behind the scenes to becoming a recognized voice in the world of AI and business growth. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the shift from operator to industry expert, why teaching accelerated Arin's personal brand, and how using AI to automate parts of his business has given him the time and headspace to become more visible. So if you've ever felt too busy building your business to build your profile, this one is for you. Welcome to the show, Arin.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, looking forward to this conversation. Hopefully you can teach me some stuff about AI, because I feel
Let's
like
see. Maybe.
that's the end thing, isn't it? But you do often talk about moving from doing the work to teaching it. How has that been such a turning point for you?
Going from doing the work to teaching was probably one of the biggest growths in terms of like money that I make. Really quick background. So obviously, like you said about the call centers, I used to have a white label call center. Did all the calling for our clients, and we used to have like gym launch as a client at one point. Alex Hormozy, gym launch, them guys had like loads of their gyms. Everything was going really well, but my margins were so thin. Spoke to a business mentor, and he said, "Why don't you just teach people how you build all this stuff out?" So I was like, "Okay, well." So I basically ended up writing on a whiteboard all the things I planned to teach about call centers and all that kind of stuff. Didn't think anyone would actually be really interested in it, but I took a picture of it, sent it to my clients, and like a bunch of people were like, "Yeah, I'll buy this." And I had like an offer where it was like $3,000 for lifetime access. I got like 10 people sign up in a week, and I was like, "Oh, it's 30. All right, I'll
Onto
take that."
something
Yeah,
here.
it's not bad, you know. So I was like, "Oh, I better start building it now." So anyway, once I built it out, the biggest thing is that when you're trying to get results for your clients, if you're doing everything for them, they just blame you. If anything goes wrong, they blame you. When you move to that info model, where you're actually teaching them how to do it. As long as the content is good and they're actually seeing it as valuable, if things don't work, they don't blame you, they blame themselves. So they're like, "Oh, I obviously haven't implemented it properly." Providing you're giving them support and doing that kind of stuff. Some of my clients will absolutely crush it with results, and other clients just they pay the money and they just log in once and never use it, right? But they know it's their fault. They're not blaming me for that. So that was a really big transition. And what that meant was that because my product was more valuable, people liked it more. Obviously, they stayed for longer, paid me more money. And obviously, when you're in the info space as well, your margins are just so much better. You haven't got to pay for staff and whatever else. That's why we pivoted to the software. It's funny because we've gone for the info, and now we're pivoting back to kind of like a done for you kind of thing, but it's more of software now. So we've got like a do-it-yourself software. So it's kind of like a combination of the done for you stuff with the info. Like when you kind of combine it kind of leads you to this software route where people will use your software, but they use it on their own. And so if things don't work, or providing the software works, they're not going to blame you. If things don't work, they'll blame themselves more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. So this initial $3,000 offer, was this your call center mastery? Is that what
Yes,
that was?
that's
Right.
exactly that. Yeah.
So when you launched that, how did that change the way that people saw you, and then the opportunities that came your way as a result of launching that?
Yeah, after launching that, people saw me essentially as well, even before that, because I had in the agency space anyway, it's quite a small niche. There was because I had the white label call center work with Jim Launch, all them guys, like I was already known as like the call center guy. So a lot of people would come to me anyway. So when it came to the info stuff, it just reinforced that brand image of like, oh, anything to do with call center, anything to do with lead generation, anything to do with sharp, right? Like, not lead generation, lead nurture, anything to do with show ups, that kind of thing. Speak to Arin. And then that also, because of all the content I was making around like for the program and all the questions I was getting on my coaching calls and that kind of stuff, I was then able to convert that into actual content for YouTube, Instagram, whatever else, which helped me just again reinforce that positioning.
And obviously at that point, you're having to put yourself out there a bit more. Is that something that came naturally to you, or did you have to push yourself?
The only problem I have is, and it's the same with everyone. Like I'm happy to be on camera. I'm not a shy person. I'm pretty confident, but it's the consistency of like doing a video every week or doing some sort of content every week. And because the biggest problem with it is that it's the same way as like saving money and like investing, right? It's okay, I could put £100 into, I don't know, whatever stock you want to put it into, right? Or I can spend £100 right now and get something. And so it's like that long term, it's the what's that? The whole marshmallow thing, where it's like you know the
Oh, the delayed
marshmallow test, delayed
gratification.
gratification. Thank you. That's what it is. So it's that, right? And so I actually had to force myself. I did a post on Instagram, and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm going to make a YouTube video every week for the next 6 months. If I don't do this, I'm going to give a random follower $1,000. Like, just comment whatever, whatever." And it kept me accountable to it. I was like, right, okay. And so then I was forced to every week, because I would much rather sit there in my business and solve a problem in my business than spend 3 hours filming a YouTube video and having to upload it. And because like that's just so there's no immediate reward for that for the YouTube video, but
Yeah.
there is an immediate reward when I fix something with AI or I implement whatever it is. So it's just that long-term game. So you just got, it's the consistency. That's the bit you've really got
Mm.
to keep up with.
So for you, putting yourself out there was mainly video on Instagram. Was
Yes.
that
Yeah.
your okay?
It's just Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and just YouTube like long form. That's all I do really.
And what works best for you from those?
Well, works best is really kind of hard to. It depends. Like, are you talking about if you're trying to get followers? Are you trying to get actual business? Like, if you're trying to get actual business, then YouTube long, like YouTube long form's always going to outperform. If you're just trying to get followers and eyeballs, then I would say the reels and shorts do best. Do better.
When you're then getting people that are coming in spending money with you, are you able to kind of track which route they've come from? Like, is the Instagram helpful just around raising awareness, and then the YouTube's more that educational bit, a bit more maybe, and then they're coming to
Yeah.
buy? Is that
It's
how it
really,
works
it's
for you?
kind of hard to, obviously if you speak to someone, they're not going to say, oh well, I watched this reel on this day and then I saw that reel and then I
Yeah.
saw an ad and then I watched no one's going to know that, right? They just say, oh, I saw you on Instagram, oh, I saw you on YouTube. And I'm also running Instagram ads, I'm running Facebook ads. So a lot of time when they say I saw her on Instagram, I'm like, is that an ad? Was that my organic? Like, what was that? It's really hard to understand. My theory on it is that the reels and the shorts capture that initial like a little bit of attention and maybe makes them click on your actual channel and have a look around. And then it's the actual like long form content that builds the trust and really gets them over the line. That's but I have no proof of that. It's just kind of like my
Yeah,
theory.
it's hard sometimes, isn't it? And you mentioned there that you fairly recently got into ads. How long have you been doing ads
Oh, I've
for?
been doing ads since, even with call center Marshall, doing ads.
Oh, okay, so for quite a long time.
Yeah,
And how, like, what kind of impact do you think they're having for you?
yeah, the ads were really good. We scaled them to we were spending about $1,000 a day at our peak with call center mastery ads. The thing about ads is that you've got like the immediate ROI that you can look at and you can say, right, okay, this is I spent $1,000 and I've generated this much business.
Mm.
But then you've also got the reinforcement of your organic as well. So it's like people see your organic, then they see your ads. That whole kind of it's like an ecosystem. All the ads are doing is feeding into your ecosystem. And then you got the cold, then you got the emails you can send out, then you got the SMSs, then you've got like all the other stuff, all the content you create. The ads just feed it into that, and that's the bit you don't see. So providing you're like, as long as you're getting a good like return on your actual ads, you're actually getting way more return on the other stuff on this whole ecosystem you're feeding into. Even to the point where like I've got a load of clients that we sign up on ads, and then one of the guy that found me on my ads then referred me to this guy, and then that guy then was the, and then like when I think back to some of the really good network and relationships that I've got, I'm like, oh, that all came because of that one guy that came through my ads. But none of that got attributed to the ads. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a funny thing, isn't it? And like you say, it all kind of builds together into this ecosystem. And you managed to build a strong reputation without having yet a huge social media following. What do you think people misunderstand about influence and personal branding online around that numbers piece?
They worry too much about the wrong numbers, in the sense of they look at their followers, they look at their YouTube subscribers, which is like, they are good metrics to look at. I understand
It's a
why
bit
people do
vanity
it,
though, isn't
but
it?
it's vanity metric. Like if I could make a load of, for example, right, I've got friends that do sales, right, in the agency space, and I see them making like comedy videos about sales, right, and they've got good followers, like their followers are growing and whatever else. It's like, okay, but your content is more entertainment than it is educational. So you might be getting followers, but how do them followers actually convert into money in your bank account? That's like the bit that people don't see. And so like I know lots of people that have got a very small YouTube following, but they make tons of money from because like they're so die hard, they're fans, and they've really got a lot of good content. And like even if you look at like going back to like the Hormozy, like Alex Hormozy, if you look at his YouTube, he only has like, only, I think he's got like 3-4 million subscribers on YouTube. And there are lots of business guys that have way more followers than him on YouTube. But I bet he makes a lot more money because his fans are just like the content he gives. It's all educational. I think his fans just way more diehard. So I think
Yes,
the biggest
fans.
the biggest problem is the vanity metrics. Yeah.
Mm, interesting. So obviously AI is now central to your business today, but you've also said it's giving you something even more valuable than efficiency. It's giving you time. So how has freeing yourself up from this day to day changed your ability to build your own profile? Because obviously you're there being consistent now with the channels we've spoken about. What other stuff are you doing? How is freeing up this day to day allowing you to build your own profile?
One kind of thing I want to touch upon before I answer that question is because everyone's trying to use AI to
Do
grow
everything.
their business and do everything, right? And like some people are building things which have no impact on their business. They're trying to fix things just because they're excited by AI, which is really cool. I love that. But a lot of the time, it's like you don't need to be there's lots of things you can just let your team do, and you don't have to use an AI. Or people will try and use AI. Like for example, my marketing guy at the moment, right? Great guy, he's really smart guy. And the other day, I kind of had a bit of a go at him because every report he sent me, every time I asked him, okay, what were our metrics last week for this ad or whatever, what was going on? Oh, let me speak to Claude and see what it says. And like everything was like asking Claude to give a report. And I was like, dude, you need to just like, and sometimes if the numbers were accurate, I wouldn't mind too much. But the numbers are most of the time like they have like a minus ad
Made them
spend
up.
or something, right? I'm like, how have we've made money from that? Like from Facebook? Like, what do you mean like minus ad spend? How have we got minus ad spend, right? And so I said to him, I was like, look, okay, like it's fine to use AI, right, for some stuff, but I want you to every day go in and manually track each metric, like just by day, find the holes, like do all that. Once we've got that process working and it's working really nicely, then we can use AI to automate parts of it. Let's not just try to like brain dump it to the AI and get the AI to magically solve it. That doesn't work. So it's more of like a combination of like getting my team to use AI in the right way, which is what's been really beneficial. And then from there, obviously, like now my days are just a lot more free by using AI to obviously minimize my workload. It gives me more time to actually block out time for content.
And you're now doing more speaking, teaching, you're co-organizing the AI business live and just becoming way more recognized in your industry. Are you finding that through building your own brand and doing all of those things, that's changing the quality of the opportunities that are now coming your way?
Not yet, but I know it will. Once we do AI Business Live and that's all done, and then we have the content around that, and I keep doing my YouTube and keep up with the content, kind of the roller coaster that is. Then from there, I know for a fact I'm going to see way more opportunities coming my way. But right now, in all honesty, I'm still at the early stages, and so it's like, yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I know I will.
Yeah, and this is the first time that you'll be running AI Business Live.
Yes, yeah,
Amazing. And is that the first kind of big event that you've run?
yep, exactly that. Yeah,
What made you want to do it?
a friend of mine who was running an event, he was running a Go High Level event, and he was like, and I paid for sponsorship. I was like, right, we're gonna do all this stuff, whatever else. And then randomly he was like, hey, I haven't actually got time to run this event anymore. I'm just gonna pull the plug. And I was like, well, that seems like a bit of a waste. Like you've already done some of the work. Like let's look into it. And so he was like, all right, well, here's all the details. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll look into it. And it got to a point where I was like, you know what? Like, I think this could be really. I've never run an event. I've got a little bit more capacity now. One of the biggest problems I see with events is that you go to them and you end up I've actually got a notebook next to me of one I went to recently. I write loads of notes in there. Oh my God, that's a great idea. I like circle that one. I star this one. I'm like, great. And I get home and I put
Goes
the
in the
notebook on the
drawer.
side. And I just get back to exactly what I was doing. So I was like, well, why don't we mix that up a little bit? So the whole point of AI Business Live is that we have the first day, which is going to be all about speakers talking about how they're using AI in their businesses and the value, like just tons of valuable talks. And then day 2 is going to be workshops run by them speakers showing how to actually build what they were talking about in their business. So before you leave the event, you're actually going to have like the stuff in your business working for you, not just so even if you have got a notebook full of notes and you put that in the drawer, well, you've actually got the stuff already in your business working. So at least you're getting some value from it straight away. So that's like the real thing. And so that solved the problem that I had all the time with events, which was the notebook thing, right? And also we had we were able to get Daniel Priestley as a keynote speaker. There's lots of things that kind of fell into place, and I was like, oh, this is kind of stupid not to give this a go.
It's really interesting hearing you talk about kind of running your first event, because in my previous business, we used to run quite a lot of events. And in this business, I kept talking about it for a while. We're only 4.5 years into this business. And we ended up creating an online membership last year, because we found that a lot of people work with us on retainer, but that's a bigger investment, and we had people that wanted to work with us but couldn't afford us yet. So we created our online memberships called the Get Known Club, and it's the DIY. Every month they get the teaching, the training, and they pay a small monthly amount. And then off the back of that, we decided to run our first event. So we just ran it in June. It was called the Get Known Summit. It's just got me thinking in quite a different way around how we do events and how we bring it to life and build on it, I guess, for next year. So
I love that.
yeah. I mean, we've talked about quite a bit already, Arin, but looking back, is there anything that you wish you'd started doing sooner when it comes to building your own profile?
Yeah, just started sooner.
It's often the thing though, isn't it? You put it off.
I remember when I first started the agencies, doing stuff in this online world, agency space, and I made a couple of really basic YouTube videos, and I was like, oh, I ain't got time for that, and just stopped. I was like, if I just did one video a week 8 years ago when I started, I would have well over 100k subs on YouTube. I would be my life would be so much simpler. I could just, because as soon as you've got a following, you can just, you can sell so much easier. You get the trust. It's so much better. It's just being consistent. That is, I know, I'm sure everyone says that, but it's actually the truth. Not caring about anything, what people just make the videos,
crack on and just do it. And finally, Arin, if someone watching or listening feels that they're too busy running their business, they haven't implemented all this AI yet, and they find that they're just too busy to even think about building a personal brand, what's the one thing you would tell them to do this week?
It's like when someone says, I haven't got time to go to the gym. It's like, well, lots of people that are busier than you find time to go to the gym. So I know you're busy, but there will be time in places you're not seeing. I would probably recommend blocking out whatever, maybe a Friday afternoon when maybe you're not as busy. Just block out from 12 till 6 and be like, right, I'm going to film my content and just block time out and be very unforgiving. Do not let anyone take that time off you. Just block that out. If you say I'm going to do it this week and you don't set a time, and you are busy, I can do that because I'm not as busy anymore, so I can find the time. But if you're crazy, hectic, everyone's cool with whatever, I don't know, you have to block time out and then just stick to that time and be super consistent. It's like I said, it's like investing. It's like when you see them things where it's if you invested $100 a month when you were 21, you'll have this much money when you're
compound
50,
effect,
right? If you invest it when you're 30, you have a quarter of the money. That 10 years it's the same thing with content. You have to just keep putting it into that investment fund of time. And you will get the return.
Yeah, I like that. I like that sort of thought around making sure you protect that time, and it's a proper meaty chunk of time, because I'm as guilty as this of anyone, and I'm the one that's preaching to people, you need to be doing this stuff, and then I'll get to the point where I think, God, I've not posted anything on LinkedIn's my platform, I've not got anything for LinkedIn this week, and you've just got to be disciplined, and it's great to do it in that way, and then you kind of banking stuff up so it's not this mad scramble, and it's a bit more thought through, and it's better quality.
It's a bit of a random kind of analogy, but imagine if you randomly got summoned for jury duty this week, on a Friday afternoon. You would figure it out. You would move stuff around, because you have to, right? You'd figure stuff around. You'd move around. And if you're willing to do that for something that has nothing to do with you, then surely you should be willing to do that for your own business, right?
Well, there's a great end for us there to focus people's attentions, to be consistent and to create that time for themselves. Arin, it's been awesome chatting to you. Can't wait to see how your event goes. If anyone watching or listening hasn't come across you before, where's the best place for them to find you?
Yeah,
Instagram?
YouTube, Instagram. Yeah, Instagram, YouTube. If you just type in my name, Arin Darcan, that will come up. On Instagram, it's Arin_Darcan or Darjan.
Okay.
I'm not going to pronounce it the proper way. I'm going to say Darcan because it's easier to understand.
Even though I did pronounce it right.
Pronounced it correctly. Yeah, exactly.
We'll make it really easy for people to find you, because we'll pop those links into the show notes so people can just click on through.
And obviously, if someone's interested in coming to the AI business live event in September. We can put a link down below for that as well. That's cool.
We will do that too. Amazing.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Sophie. Appreciate you.
Thank you for listening. If you're serious about growing your profile, take our free profile assessment quiz to see where you're at right now and get hints and tips on how to improve your score. You'll find the link to the quiz in the show notes. If you've enjoyed the episode, it would be mint if you'd subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next Monday.